All right, what is up, and welcome to the ODDcast. I am Odd, and with me actually, back from her long vacation is McKinley herself.
Yep, that's me. I'm right here.
Yeah, last week, in case you guys missed it, we didn't have McKinley. She wasn't here. No, actually, it was her evil twin, Kick Minley. And
how do you know it's not?
Because you don't have an evil goatee.
Well,
so that's how I know. So
I could be hiding it.
You could be hiding it. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe she might be, ladies and gentlemen. She might be. So so thanks for joining us. And today, if you want to take a look here, we are. I am inking Elvira. I was gonna say we are, but actually.
Well, you did say we are.
We are. Yeah, I did say we are, which was a mistake. And I am definitely inking Elvira, and this was something that was just something that I did real quick as a fun sample that actually Elvira is supposed to be looking at and checking out. So hopefully she likes it, and if she does like it and I hear something about it, then I will let you guys know. And if she doesn't like it or I don't hear anything from it, then I'll never mention it again. So so I did the pencils, and I sent them to the people that were supposed to be looking at them, and then they said, well, we need this actually in full color. Elvira wants to see this in full color, so that's what you're going to see from here on, is the process of me going in, inking and coloring, which should be fun. And this is all in real time, unlike some of our other inks that you see, which are sped up because they take a long time. This one is actually done in real time.
Why'd you turn it?
Well, see, so I turn it a lot. I use the rotation element on there, which for those of you following along at home is R as your shortcut on your keyboard. And
is it Control R?
No, it's not Control. It's just R.
Just hit R.
I just hit R, and it control. And sometimes I'll hit T, which then puts me in the text mode. And sometimes you'll see that actually on here, where I'm going to rotate something, and I hit T, and then the little text symbol comes up, and then I have to go in, and then I have to erase the whole layer, and it's a whole thing, and it's a whole problem.
So annoying.
Yeah. So the main ones I use though are G, L, and R. And that is to
what does G do?
G gives me a little lasso. Oh no, I'm sorry. L gives me the lasso.
Yeah,
that would probably make more sense. So L gives me the lasso, and then G is for gradient. But sometimes I use the solid gradient, which is also known as the paint bucket. And right there, see, I'm doing G, and right here is actually I am using G and L and R. So actually, right here at this moment, on this particular piece.
Wait, you recorded, right?
Yeah.
Just
yeah, because the whole camera thing's going.
Told you I'd ask.
All right, so we know now that yes. Let me see. Let me double check. Yeah, we're recording. Yeah, you guys are in there. You guys are in there.
Well,
I see you guys.
See that?
I see you guys looking at us.
No, you just.
And so, so that's what I'm using right here. Is that so? So what's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing's going on.
Just going to work.
Just going to work. How's work?
It's really fun. I like it a lot.
Nice. Nice. Better than the last work?
Oh, yeah. It's not retail, so.
That's awesome.
So much better.
Yeah. I dig retail sometimes. Like when back in the day, I dug retail.
But you dug it or you did it?
I did it. It was okay. I like dealing with people. When I used to work at Blockbuster, that was a store that used to rent out.
Okay. Look.
Used to rent out these things called videotapes that you would put into a machine, and then they would play the movie.
You know what?
What? What?
Just finish with your story.
But I really liked that because I was really good at. I used to have a really good brain. brain.
Yeah, I used to.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I used to have really people would come up and they would go. They would say, "Do you have this movie? I don't know what it's called. Blah blah blah." And I'd go, "Who stars it?" And they go, "I don't know, the guy from the one movie." I go, "Which movie?" And then they'd tell me the movie, and then I'd go, "Oh yeah, it's this movie." Like,
Oh, okay.
I would just, yeah. I was that good back in the day. Now, I've ruined it all with IMDb and Google. And I love IMDb and Google, don't get me wrong. I use them all the time, but... Yeah, I used to be much, much better.
I bet.
So, like, here, wait, let's try it. Let's see if I can do it. Offhand, think of a movie. Any movie. Alright, just think of a movie.
This requires thinking on my part too.
Yeah, it just requires a little tiny.
How am I supposed to
bit.
choose which movie? There's so many.
I don't know. Just pick one. Just pick a random movie, and then just have it in your head, and then just be like, "Hey, I'm looking for a movie. I'm looking for this movie. I don't know what it is."
I'm looking for this movie.
Oh, okay.
What's it called?
Really? What's it about?
That would give it away.
No, but like, just be like real generic. Like, I don't know. Okay. Like, who's in it?
There's a guy and a girl.
There's a guy and a girl. What other movies has the guy been in?
Like a lot of them.
Like a lot of other movies, but like any particular movie that they're well known for, the guy or the girl?
No, not really. This is like the most famous one. No, I don't know.
Not really. Is it Twilight?
No,
No.
ew.
I don't know. I'm trying to guess. I'm going off the clues. There's a guy and a girl. This is their most famous movie.
Actually, no, not really.
That's not their most famous movie. Okay, well,
could be.
what's one of the other roles that the guy's been in or the girl's been in?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's...
Just like a different movie that they've been in. This is actually exactly how it went back in the early 2000s at Blockbuster.
This is so annoying. I don't do this anymore.
Come on. Just give me a clue,
Oh my god.
and we can finish the bit. But until you give me a clue, I'm just gonna keep guessing, guys. Does anybody here have a guess?
To the next bit.
I don't know. No, come on. What's the clue? What do you got? But just name a movie that they were in. What movie were they in? What are they famous for? Like what? Like,
But like,
just give me a little bit about the movie. What's a little bit about the movie besides it has a guy and a girl in it?
I'm probably giving it away, and I thought you just...
Okay, then just tell me another movie that they've been in.
But
Have they been in any Quentin Tarantino movies?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Which one? I'm gonna pull it out of you, man. I'm gonna get you your movie, man. This is how I used to talk back in the early 2000s, man. All right.
Django Unchained.
Django Unchained. So then we're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. And since we're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, then we are talking about the Titanic, which is the only movie that you would refer to with Leonardo DiCaprio as him and some other girl. Am I correct? Am I correct?
I know why I didn't want to say like a boat or something.
Am I
because
correct?
wanted to say-
I'm right. See? Look at how good I am. All I needed was that little bit of been in a Quentin Tarantino movie. Yes. Which one? Django. Boom! I got it. Boom! Just like that. All right. And that's I was really good back in the day at Blockbuster. I was badass. I was a manager. It was awesome. It was one of the funnest jobs I ever had. And then again, I could tell you some horror stories about it, like how the manager that used to work there, when I was the assistant manager, ticked everybody off, and then she was outside shoveling snow because this was up in Chicago, and everybody quit. Everybody was like already quitting, and then she slipped on the ice and cracked her head open.
It's really funny. I would have loved to see that.
And so everybody quit. This is like right around Christmas.
Really?
And the only person that could hire new people was her, but she was gone.
What happened to the Blockbuster then?
Well, we all had to work it, so I
thought you said everyone quit.
they did, like, I'm talking like out of a crew of 20 people, I want to say, shoot, maybe 12 of them quit, and then
that's
she
a lot
got
of people.
injured. So, yeah.
That sucks.
I literally remember a time when it was, I want to say Christmas Day or maybe Christmas Eve, because Blockbuster was open on those days. And there was, this is right after it happened, everybody had quit. There was a line that went all the way back and around because everybody went to Blockbuster because it was the only thing open. Everybody wanted, to get a movie or whatever. And it was me and one other guy working. And that was it.
But they were all pissed at you, too.
That was, oh my God, you have no idea.
Like, it was all your fault.
Oh, no idea. They had the longest lines, and it was absolutely, I mean, it was, I still remember it. I actually worked at a toy store the year that Furbies came out when they were really big, and this was worse than that. That's the only time that I've been in retail that it was worse than that.
Furbies.
And when Furbies came out, there were literally, it was on Black Friday, and literally there were people, it was so crowded like a mosh pit, and there were people
to get their Furbies.
oh yeah,
my
to get their
God.
Furbies, because we had like, I want to say about 200 Furbies, and so we had just a ton of like tickets, like they hand out numbers, and you would get the Furbies, and it was like if you've ever seen Jingle All the Way. I don't know if you've with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
No.
and he's looking for the Turbo Man. I'm
No.
looking for Turbo Man, and yeah, and dude, it was like that. Like people were on each other's shoulders, and it was insane. And the only other time that I remember, I just remember telling the other guy, look, let's just get them through. Don't rush. Just calm down. Let's, move them on. Yeah, it was definitely an issue. So, so I was super, I had a carb load earlier today because I was super carb depleted. I did not work out today. I've been doing the keto diet along with fasting. And,
I thought keto was no carbs.
Keto is no carbs.
So are you really doing keto?
No, that's what I'm saying. I couldn't even work out. I had no energy, and so I literally had to carb load today. And, like unhealthy carbs, like I went...
Oh, I'm sure you hated that.
Oh, it wasn't even good. It wasn't even good carbs. Like, I literally heated up a couple of tortillas in the microwave and shoved them in my mouth because I was like, my body needs carbs. Like,
Why didn't you have good carbs? Be like, have a pizza and been like, oh no, got a carb load.
Well, that's still bad carbs. Like, good carbs are like rice or like potatoes or something like that. So, well, you're saying pizza.
I meant like good that
Like
tasted,
good tasting?
Yeah.
I didn't have time, man. I didn't have time. I was just like, dude, I didn't realize you were going to be an hour late. And so, my whole entire... So...
Just go on with your tortillas story, okay?
So
you had tortillas.
So
Congrats.
yeah, so I ate them down, and it was absolutely just terrible. But now I feel better. Yeah. So sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you got a carb load. What's your diet like? What are you doing?
Well, today I had some pretzels and like dried Cocoa Puffs.
Dried Cocoa Puffs. Together?
No, not together.
Like you scooped one with the other and just ate it?
How would you scoop Cocoa Puffs with pretzels?
Like what size like if they're the little pretzels.
Yeah, they're little pretzels.
So if they're little pretzels, you can like balance a couple of Cocoa Puffs on there.
That would require so much work on my part. And the point of that meal was to not do any work, okay?
So did you just crunch
No,
up
I didn't crunch them. I
and
took like a handful and ate.
just a handful of Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah.
Did you go cuckoo for the Cocoa Puffs?
You could say that.
Oh my god.
No, I was just like eating them straight out of the box. I was like, yeah, this is it.
This is it. This is what I've come down to. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. You're like I could survive the apocalypse.
I totally could.
I could survive the apocalypse, no problem.
Just like a random can of something. I'd be like, this
Just a
is
random
alright.
can of something.
I don't know what this is. Like some kind of
You're like,
cocktail,
I'll just
like in
eat
a
it.
can.
Fruit cocktail in a can.
I don't know.
Now how are you gonna get that can open?
Like knives or whatever.
Knives or whatever. Like 2 knives.
No, just one and stab it.
And that's
on
how
the-
McKinley lost her arm.
My arm.
Your whole arm.
My entire arm.
You'll be like, and then you'll be like, I got it open, and then all of a sudden you'll look,
Yeah,
oh, my arm's gone.
Can openers are just not a thing.
They're not. They don't exist anymore in the apocalypse. Apparently, just use a shotgun and open your can of cocktail.
I could totally
Is that
do
what you would hope for? Is that what you're hoping if you have?
At least that can openers exist, probably.
Well, no, not whether or not can openers exist. I'm wondering like okay, so it's the zombie apocalypse, right? You're out there, you're walking around, you stink real bad, your hair's all janked up.
How do you know that's after the apocalypse? How do you know that's not just any random
That's any
day?
random day. Okay, so it's any random day. Your hair's all janked up. You smell real bad. It's just a normal day in McKinley's life. She ran out of handfuls of Cocoa Puffs to shove in her face. And,
That's like a day in the life, though.
And you're walking down the street, and you see a can. You see a random can. You're getting hungry. You don't have your Cocoa Puffs. So what exactly are you hoping? What's the one thing that you have a can opener in your back pocket? It's just you, the world. You might sit under a tree. And what are you hoping is going to be in this can? Is it fruit cocktail?
Anything edible. I really don't care. Anything edible.
Anything edible.
Yeah, anything. Could be like
but
Chef Boyardee, like ravioli.
Is there anything that you would not want it to be? Is there anything that you're would be like, oh no?
How hungry would I be?
Well, I was going zombie apocalypse, which I'm talking a couple of months in. Now, you said that that's just your normal everyday life. But let's go back to the zombie apocalypse thing. Okay. So let's say it's been, let's say you're pretty starving. You're pretty hungry.
Pretty much eat anything.
You're pretty hungry. You're pretty hungry.
I'd be like, you know what, this
no matter what. Like if it's like cat food or dog food or something like that, you're good to go. You're gonna Mad Max it out.
I'd pretend it's like tuna.
You'd pretend it's tuna?
If it was cat food, I'd be like, this is tuna.
This is tuna.
I'm sorry, but it's tuna.
Just in your head, you would just, that's good though. That's a good mentality to have. Like you could have been on Fear Factor with that mentality. They're like, here, eat a reindeer penis, and you're like, it's just an Oscar Mayer wiener. Yeah, it's just I mean, if you can convince yourself of that, then that's awesome.
Would it be cooked?
What?
A reindeer penis?
I think sometimes they were raw, sometimes they were cooked.
If it was raw, I'd be like, I'm out. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know if I can.
But what if it's raw reindeer penis in this can?
In what world do you live in where raw reindeer penis goes into a can and is sold to the public
apparently,
for them to consume?
Hey, you don't know what goes into that dog food that you were just like, I'll just pretend it's tuna. It could be raw reindeer penis.
Know what it is.
Yeah. Well, you might not know. I mean, it's not going to be a labeled can.
I would not read the label.
It's not going to be a labeled can. It's not going to be a labeled can of reindeer.
So if it was an empty can, like if it was a can with just like nothing like on the outside, I would open it just more curious to what's in the can.
Yeah, but I mean, you're starving, so you would definitely want to eat it, I would think.
Yeah, I'd open it and be like, I don't know what's in here, but
so what's
I'm about to eat it.
So what's the worst or weirdest thing that you've ever eaten? We'll start with you. Let's start. Let's go. And guys, if you guys are watching right now, just go ahead and comment below. If you guys are watching on Spotify or Google Play, thanks for watching. And I don't know if you guys can comment on that or not, but if you're watching on YouTube, comment below the weirdest thing that you've ever eaten. I'd really like to know all these weird things that everybody has eaten. So let's get it from you first.
I don't know. I mean, like oysters are pretty weird, but they're really good though.
They're fantastic. I love oysters.
I try to stay away from weird stuff. If it's too weird, then why would you eat it?
But what's the weirdest thing that you've eaten? What do you think? Oysters or what? What's the weirdest or worst thing that you were just like, oh, like when your mom ate the black eyed peas on New Year's Eve, and I wish to God that I had.
I don't know. There's not really a food that I don't like that much.
Like you like?
I mean, like peas are pretty nasty, but I don't know because I've never had them. So I just assume
peas are
they're
fantastic.
Nasty.
I think no, peas are really good. They don't really taste like anything. So
I don't like. I've never had them, so I just assumed they were gross. Because I've always been told they're nasty.
The next.
I don't know what felt.
The next it was a hard time. The next the next time that we go, I'm gonna bring some peas.
I really would not.
Just so you can try some.
No thanks. You know, I'm not
I'll
a
bring
huge
some
fan
like fresh
of mushrooms
ones.
either.
Mushrooms? I like mushrooms. I think mushrooms are great.
Like mushrooms on things are okay.
What if it was a can
my
of?
mom will make like stuffed mushrooms. I'm not eating those.
Oh, stuffed mushrooms are really good. I think mushrooms are an acquired taste. There's a lot of things that are acquired taste, I think. But okay? So like for me, like there's very few things that I won't eat. I hate raw celery. Raw celery to me is just disgusting. Oh, it's just so gross.
Well, like you dip it in stuff and it tastes okay. It tastes just like crunchy water.
Yeah, Who wants their water crunchy? Not this guy. Not
ice?
This guy. That's what I'm saying. Oh, ice is one thing. Just tell that to
Stop right now.
just tell that to a certain person that we know. Yeah, don't go around crunching your ice. Yeah, that and like liver. I remember my parents would get liver.
I've never had liver.
When it's just horrid. It's just really bad. I like kind of like the liver pate stuff, like like I think it's called Braunschweiger or something like that, or liver cheese. They make that, and that
Like
stuff's good.
liverwurst.
Yeah. It's like liverwurst. That shit's good. I
Never had
dig
it either.
I dig it. I dig that stuff, especially the Oscar Mayer stuff, and it's got like a thing of fat around it, like this, like the same fat that they put in like pork and beans. I don't know. I guess you've never been poor. And me and my sister literally used to fight over who would get the pork from the pork and beans. Like my parents had no say in it, and then whichever one of us was our parents' favorite at the time, which was very rarely me. No, yeah, it couldn't have been that because I never would have got it. We would just kind of divvy it up, and oh, you get, and it's like a little cube, and it's like this big, and it's white, and it just
I honestly can't
tastes like
picture
nothing.
that.
It's really
can't
strange
picture
to think
that.
about right now. Like, I haven't eaten pork and beans in a long time.
I feel
But
like
yeah.
pig's feet would be like a really gross thing too, but I would never eat them because
Yeah, I think pig's feet would probably be pretty
that
gross.
would be really nasty.
I've eaten snails. I've had escargot.
I can't do that.
It wasn't that
What do you
bad.
eat them like on? Like just plain?
So they come.
Slurp them out of the shell or something?
They come like poached in butter, or at least when I had them. I only had them
okay.
once. I only had them once, and so
Stuff poached in butter is...
yeah, it tastes like butter. It was kind of rubbery,
Okay,
really buttery.
I don't know.
But other than that, like I like just about every kind of food other than like the liver and the celery. So like the snails weren't that bad. I think most people freak out about
Just
that.
because like it's a snail.
Yeah.
Like I really like snails. Like I can imagine like
You like
eating one.
snails. And thanks to SpongeBob, it made me a cannibal. But
No, just like...
you like them? You just like?
Yeah, I think...
Have you ever seen
maybe-
Neverending Story? I'm thinking you haven't. Where they have the racing snail.
No.
And the guy, yeah, that's awesome. And the guy rides on the racing snail. Check that movie out. You like, I know you like Labyrinth and those kind of movies, and it's very much like that. It's a really cool flick. And
Wait, never... Is that the one with the unicorn or something that you were all hyping up?
no, that was Legend. It's
right.
with unicorns, and it's got Tom Cruise, and I still enjoy it very much. And
Unibrow.
yeah, and it's got I can't think of it. Tim Curry. Tim Curry's makeup in Legend. If you've never seen Legend, just Google
Oh, is
the
he the one,
image.
like, devil guy or something?
Yeah, he's the Lord of Darkness. Oh my God! And he's got these giant horns. It's amazing makeup, amazing directing by Ridley Scott. Just a really, really fantastic movie. So, so did you see the new Rambo trailer came out
Oh, yeah.
today?
I have no idea what it's talking about because I've never seen the other movies.
Oh, you got to see the other movies. I'm gonna have to have you come over, and we're gonna watch all the Rambo movies, and you're gonna freak out because they're crazy. And they just get more violent and more violent and more violent and less plot, and they're fantastic.
I don't know. That was really boring.
No way, they're amazing. I think weren't you over here one time we were watching Rambo 4?
Probably, but I
While the
wasn't paying
people's, like,
attention
arms
'cause I
and
was
legs were
like,
getting
this
blown
is
off.
Stupid.
It was, oh my God, it was amazing because like they actually hired the most ever.
Oh yeah,
Like-
you said number of like amputees or
Yeah,
something.
the most
But I
ever
was just
amputees.
like,
Yeah.
No.
So that they would look like their legs and arms were getting blown off. Like it's a crazy flick. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And then you saw the Kitchen trailer with
That one
Melissa
looks really
McCarthy.
cool, but I can't tell what it's about though.
I don't know. I saw
Like
that
the trailer looks neat, but I'm like, what's the plot here?
the plot is that because they're a woman, apparently they're disabled because being a woman is a disability, and so they have to be. Look, ladies, being a woman is not a disability. I would say it's an advantage from my point of view. I would think that it's an advantage to be a female.
No one takes me seriously.
But-
Everyone talks to me like I'm some kind of child.
That's what it's about. Everybody talks to me like I'm some kind of child too.
No,
And
you
that has nothing to do. I have a giant bat signal
they
behind
I'm
me.
like mean and like know everything. Some kind of know-it-all. Some just woman. I don't know.
That's what I get too. Everybody acts like I know it all. The way that I feel about life is this. The way I feel about life is this,
No,
right?
I don't think it's a disability, but I don't know.
As I feel like either like half the time I'm like, man, I really got to stop being. I really think I'm a little bit too mean to people, and then the other half the time I'm like, I'm way too much of a sucker. Like
Really?
like that's like yeah like one or the other. Like I either feel like I'm being totally played, I'm being a sucker, or I'm being too mean. Like I'm like, and like this movie is like look, we get it, ladies. Well, there's boobs being thrown on. Look, you guys got the boobs. The boobs give you power. You guys know this.
But that's the only thing that gives us power. Like,
no
that
way. The chicks got brains. Women, you women have being a woman is not a disability. I'm sorry. These women are out there making this movie, and they're acting like the guy that has no legs that puts the freaking razor things on his freaking legs and runs a marathon. Like, that guy's got a disability and has overcome his disability.
I think they just want to complain about something.
It's absolute craziness.
They're like, they're doing poor in life, and they're like, oh, it's just because I'm a woman.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Yeah.
They just want something to blame it on.
And most of the people that I know in life that are doing poorly are men. I know plenty of guys that are doing poorly. I know a lot more guys that are doing poorly than women. You know, it's just, I don't know. So I don't understand it with that particularly. I will watch it. I like Melissa McCarthy. I think she does a lot of good stuff.
But she's usually funny. She just looks serious in this
She did
movie.
look real serious.
I was like, no, because usually, I don't know, I love her humor, but...
She is funny. I like a lot of what she does. I think a lot of what she does is really cool. And then it's kind of like I hope it's as good as like Hidden Figures.
But wait, like, what's the plot of it though?
I think the plot of it is basically, from what I got from the trailer, is that their husbands go to jail, so they kind of take over their mafia positions.
Oh.
I guess it's based on a DC comic book. I don't know. I haven't seen it probably because it's about women, and I'm not going to read that crap.
Watch that?
No, I'm just. I had to say it. I had to say it because it's funny. I don't mean it. I just thought it would be funny to say.
No, that's true. Like, I wouldn't either.
So, see, that's the problem. I get kind of a dry delivery sometimes, and then people are like, "Oh my God, did he really just say that? That guy's crazy." But yeah, no, I've never heard of it, so. I don't know, but there's a lot of comic books that I don't read. Oh my God, I hooked myself. So yeah, so I don't know. I thought it looked alright. I mean, I'll definitely watch it because I really do like Melissa McCarthy. Even though I did watch the Happy Time Murders.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
so, it was the one with the puppets.
Yes,
right?
with the Muppets. No, was. I don't know. It was like Ghostbusters. I went into Ghostbusters and I was like, I love Melissa McCarthy, I love Kristen Wiig, I love Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon. Like, I was like, oh, I love these chicks. These chicks are so funny. And then like the funniest person on there is Thor. Yeah.
He was the best one.
He was, right? He was the funniest one.
He was the best one.
I was like, man, what in the world is going on? Like, I just did not understand it.
There's just so many problems. There's just so much to get into right now. Let's not.
No, and that's how bad Happy Time Murders was. Where you go into this movie and I'm like, all right, this is going to be great. It's got Muppets. There's so much stuff they could do. Like, this movie's going to be crazy. Like, oh my God. And then, like, it's just flat. Just the whole movie is just
Was it supposed to be rated R?
It was rated R. It was rated R. It was not nearly as dirty as they could have made it. It didn't have... They could have had a gag a minute with that and just, like, really just played it up, the Muppets. And instead, it really... I don't know. In my personal opinion, it fell flat. I didn't like it. I did not enjoy it.
I remember seeing trailers for it, like, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I never heard anything about it.
Oh, I was super hyped. That's why. Yeah, that's why I didn't hear anything. Yeah.
I didn't even hear that it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, oh, man... I just sat there and watched the whole thing, and I was like, oh. Like, I kept waiting. Like, I was thinking, like, maybe there's an inspired ending. You know, some movies, like, suck, and then all of a sudden the ending, you're just like, oh, my God. Like, you know, that made the whole movie. But, yeah, no, that did not happen in this particular situation at all whatsoever. And, yeah, so what's your favorite movie? What's the movie that you like the best out of all the movies?
Have we gone over this?
What is it? Is it Titanic?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. I really like The Hangover. That's a funny movie.
The Hangover, definitely good. Okay, so if we've already talked about that here on the show, sorry guys, we're here on episode 16. What do you think then is the worst? Let's go with worst comic book movies. What do you think?
I don't watch a lot of those.
You don't watch? Okay, what movies you watch a lot of? Because I can jump in on any genre.
I haven't seen as many movies as you though.
Yeah, so that's cool. But what movies have you seen, and what was the worst one out of them?
Like, I feel like a lot of scary movies are really bad.
Scary movies are absolutely very rarely good.
Yeah.
I think it's
They're
hard to
always
find.
bad.
Hard to find a good one. And the reason I'll come is because this is the thing. All right, for any of you guys aspiring to be writers out there, for any of you guys that want to make a legit good horror movie, is the one thing that most people will go into with a horror movie is that the characters, not the villain, but the other characters are always stupid. And they have to be stupid for some reason in order for the killer to be able to get to them.
Yeah.
And so that always just takes me out of it. So for you aspiring writers out there, if you want to make a really great horror movie, make it with the most intelligent characters that you possibly can. Like, don't make those characters stupid, and people will actually like be rooting for them not to die. Because I'll be watching a horror movie and I'll be like, get them already.
Like when they get the dog, it's like, oh shit, they got the dog. But then when they get the person, it's
You're
like,
like,
finally, I wanted to see them leave.
Glad they're gone. Yeah, because I just saw Happy Death Day to You. I thought that one was pretty good. The second one.
I haven't seen the second one. I saw the first one.
The second one I liked. I didn't think I was gonna like it. They could have screwed it up a couple of different ways, but I did enjoy it.
What happened though? Was it like, it looked like the same kind of...
You know,
Was it the same day?
You know, I am not going to go into any kind of spoilers for that movie. I really do recommend that if you watch if you haven't watched the first one, I really highly recommend you watch the first one. And if you have watched the first one and you haven't watched the second one, I highly recommend that you watch the second one because I do think that you're going to enjoy it. I think you're really going to dig it if you like the first one. And it's hard to pull off a sequel. It really is. I think it's hard to pull off a sequel.
Sequels
and I think
usually
are
not good, no.
No, and there were a couple times where I was like, oh no, they're going to do... And then all of a sudden they like... You know,
oh, really?
some kind of cliche thing that ruins the sequel, and then like, yeah, and I just kept waiting for them to screw up, and they did not screw up, and it was really good.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Okay. What next?
So, what do you think is the worst horror movie that you've ever seen?
No, I can't think of any of them.
Have you seen the Nightmare on Elm Street movies?
I've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The remake. Was there a remake?
There was a remake.
That one was bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it because I think the guy that played Freddy Krueger, the original Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, made that character. Like, you can't put another actor as that character. I can see that. Don't think it's gonna work. I just don't think somebody could pull that off. It's like the Han Solo thing with Solo. I just didn't like it. I think
that's true. It looked nothing like it. I was like, are they really trying to make this guy? Like, what?
Yeah, and even Harrison Ford, like I think last week or something like that, came out because they were talking about Chris Pratt, old Star-Lord, coming out and playing Indiana Jones, and so they asked Harrison Ford about it in an interview.
Yeah,
and
I would like that.
And he said, no, I would rather the character die.
No.
He said, I am Indiana Jones. And this is, I think, the stance he should have taken with Han Solo. And he said, he goes, yeah, I think that the character should just, go away with that. And, the character dies with me. And that's it. And I feel really bad for Chris Pine, is what he says in the interview.
No, I feel like they shouldn't remake them again. Those movies already happened, and they need to just leave them alone. So yeah. I feel like Chris Pratt would not be the worst idea for that if they were going to make a new one.
He's already playing Han Solo. He's already playing Han Solo in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Whatever.
He really is. He really is. If you watch, I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I think Star-Lord is very much Han Solo. I think it's a hard character to pull off.
But he does it so well.
Yeah, exactly. So let him be Star-Lord, and Harrison Ford can be.
Yeah.
I
think they should just leave him alone. Like, there's too many remakes of movies.
Absolutely. There's, my goodness, too many remakes. Just happening way too quick. They're getting the guy from Twilight in for a Batman, and I don't know. I mean, I've never seen the guy's work, so I don't know.
The guy from Twilight, which one?
The vampire, the little glowy vampire guy.
He's gonna be Batman?
Yeah, he's gonna be Batman. So I'll have to bulk up a little bit, I think.
That would suck.
So,
I don't know.
I don't
He's
know.
gonna know
So,
this
yeah,
stuff.
I don't know.
I've only ever seen him in Twilight, so I don't know.
I don't know. I have no opinion on the guy because I've never seen Robert Pattinson,
Oh,
who
that's his
I
name.
refer to as Patman. Yes, I'm just coming out with that, and that's going to be my thing. Trademark, Patman. Thanks. And I've never seen his work, so I can't judge not knowing his work. So, I don't
I don't
know.
know. I've been a young teenage girl, so I've definitely seen the movies.
Well, I've never been a young teenage girl, McKinley, and so
I used to like them, but I don't
I haven't seen
know.
it.
They're not that human. Like, that would look weird. I don't know. I don't like it.
Maybe I don't know. I think it would look weird, but I think it'd be awesome.
But you could
see
do like
CGI
that would
Robin.
look weird because that's not like a real person, but it looks like a person. I don't know. I don't like it.
Let's do it. Let's do CGI Robin, so he doesn't grow. Because then when Robin grows, it's just awkward. I think. Look, DC.
Oh God.
I'm gonna talk to you real
More
quick.
advice.
I'm gonna talk to you real quick,
Should've
DC.
set this one back.
If you can pull off a Batman movie where he has the blue cowl, the gray suit, the blue gloves and boots, and the blue underwear with the yellow symbol and the yellow belt, and a Robin that looks like a traditional Robin, if you can pull that off, then you're better than Marvel ever thought they could be. If you can pull it, and you could pull it off, but you just have to pull it off. No black suit, no non-Robin. Pull it off, and you will have the greatest franchise, bigger than the Avengers. Absolutely.
I don't know if I like that.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way Batman is supposed to be. They cop out with putting him in all this body armor. You know,
Because I want it to look cool and strong because he's nothing.
he is cool and strong. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, about Batman is actually the toughest Batman was Adam West because he didn't wear a bunch of body armor. He went in there and just kicked everybody.
He doesn't need body armor to be
Exactly. He didn't need body armor, man. Everybody else covered head to toe. They're like, how good's this body armor? Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, dude. Adam West didn't need it. I met Adam West, cool, one of the coolest guys. I mean, the guy just oozed coolness. And, yeah, he didn't need it. He also said, I didn't need to say, I'm Batman. He said I'd show up, and people knew. I mean, how brilliant is that? You know, that guy was really cool. Yeah, really cool. So, that's what I think. I think go with that and the CGI Robin.
I know you said that a lot.
And, yeah, then it'll be good.
That's not gonna happen.
So McKinley, what's going on in the news? And now, ladies and gentlemen, McKinley with strangely, weirdly odd news.
Alright.
That's supposed to sound like a typewriter or something. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you thinking that? Really?
Yeah, on my teeth. Hello, it's time for the news with McKinley herself. I gotta do more characters.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's time for the news. Snap into the news with McKinley, and here's McKinley. Oh yeah. All right, go ahead.
Oh, who's that?
It's Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, right. Okay. So, a bat was hidden in an iPhone case. Oh, no, an iPad case. And it bites the guy's finger, leaving him
God.
rabies.
With rabies.
Yeah, so this old dude just sat down, trying to chill out on his iPad, and then all of a sudden, like, a little bat sneaks out and bites him on the finger.
Oh my God.
And he was just like, that's not good.
That is not good.
So,
Does it have a picture of the guy?
yeah, he's just an old dude.
Oh, he's really old.
Yeah.
Oh, and it got him,
So
and he's
he
got
just-
rabies?
Yeah, they tested it. They
Oh.
tested the bat, and it was rabbit. So they had
Oh,
to treat him
no.
with rabies.
Rabbit old man. Now that's the app that he shouldn't have got.
What?
I don't know, whatever app made the bat go in there.
I don't know if
I mean, how does this
it
guy
was
just have
like,
bats?
in the case. It was in the case.
In the case?
I don't
But
know
the phone
how.
wasn't in the case? I don't know, bats can fit probably in
No,
a lot
it was,
of different
it was
stuff.
in there. It was in the case. And there was this is just a little bat.
Wow, that's nuts. That's nuts.
That's crazy.
That is craziness. Yeah, whatever app that guy was using, don't get it, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want bats in your cell phone.
It was an iPad.
And in your iPad, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't want them in your
It was
iPad.
big.
You don't want them in your Maxi Pad. You don't want them in your pad, period.
You know
Anything
what
else? Anything Anything else going on crazy in the news, McKinley?
Okay.
All right.
So, a weird guy. Guess where he's from?
Florida.
Yep. So, he was arrested for throwing a corn cob at his mom's head.
Throwing a corn, and he was arrested for this in Florida? You think
look
they
at
got
this guy,
weird
look at
stuff?
this guy. Okay, like, this is
Oh
the
my
face
goodness.
of a guy who
put it up
totally
to
do
the,
something.
Yeah, let's see.
Oof.
That's
Which way? Hold on.
That's the kind of guy who puts a throws a corn cob at his
there
mom's
we
head.
go.
Why do you throw it? But did they give her a motive? A motive for cobbing your mom with a corn? You don't cornhole your mom, ladies and gentlemen. You just don't do it.
No, it didn't say. He just
he just threw it at her, huh?
chucked it at his mom. He was just like so
like,
mad at her, I
Mom.
guess.
He was like, was it? I wonder if it was eaten. Like, I wonder if he was in the middle of eating it. I wonder if it was already eaten, or I wonder if it was just a fresh, steaming cob of corn that he was.
Or like in Napoleon where he like throws the corn.
Oh!
It goes in his eye.
No, my eye.
That'd be pretty crazy.
He popped her with corn, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. He popped her with corn.
Like, you
That's
have to
insane.
be really mad at someone to just throw, like, if that was in his hand, or like, did he go like, oh shit, I need something to throw, and like picked up a corn?
Picked up a corn. I guess there's probably worse things that he could have thrown. I wonder if people
you have, like, weapons all over the place.
Oh yeah, I got tons of weapons. Are they referring to him as like the children of the corn or anything crazy like that with their awesome headlines?
He's a 27-year-old man, so.
A 27-year-old. They still threw it at his mother, which makes him a child throwing corn. You know he does. You know he does, because nobody that lives on their own is throwing corn.
This guy looks like some kind of like coke addict. Like,
he just looks happy. He looks really happy that he got caught throwing corn.
you know what?
At his
That's
mama.
true. He does.
He looks
kind of proud of himself. He's like, yeah, that's right.
He's like, that's
He
right.
told me to get out the house.
And I was like,
you know what, Mom?
here's some corn in your eye. See? Now that's the kind of food fighter that we don't like, but what we do like is the freedom-filled, flavorful, faithfully fierce, fantastic fear-fishing food fighters. Those are the food fighters that we do like.
Are any of them corn? There's no corn.
Not
right?
yet. You know,
Yet?
we're working.
Yet?
We're working.
Oh.
There's always expanding.
So you're saying
The
you
universe
might possibly make a corn.
is expanding. Yeah, I am saying that
expanding.
there are many possibilities in this world, and they are coming to fruition. And we are working on things that, that are just gonna blow people's minds.
I don't know about that. We have to be really good to blow people's minds.
I think that I do think that I think I'm good enough to blow people's minds.
Okay,
I
we'll
think I
see
can
about
do
that.
it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I can do it. I'm pretty sure. I have confidence in my abilities, ladies and
You have
gentlemen.
confidence. Is that what you call it?
I have confidence. What do you call it? What do you call it? Ego. How is it ego? I'm just saying. I'm confident that I've got good abilities. I think I'm gonna put out a good story with good art, and it's something that nobody else is doing, and I think it's,
nobody else in the world has good art.
No. I mean, my comic book is very different than other people's comic books, which
I feel
is
like
why
other
I'm
people
doing
might
it.
think that too.
Like
someone else is out there right now going, "Oh my God, I have the most unique idea ever."
They might have the most unique idea ever. I don't think I have the most unique idea ever, but I'm definitely doing a genre that hasn't been done in a while.
I thought you were gonna say ever.
No, definitely not
What?
ever. It's an homage to stuff that I loved as a kid. I think it's absolutely just fun for me. And you guys check out the comic book. I'll leave links down below, and check it out. See if you guys like it. But that is our time for today, and we really, really appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, and you can follow us on our social media. We'll have the links down below as well. So here we are. I'm finishing up the Elvira piece. I'm just kind of putting highlights in her hair. I'll zoom it out into a full frame. There we go. And boom, that is Elvira. So, thanks so much, guys. We appreciate all y'all. And I'm